Hey, church family. I wanted to take this opportunity to present you with another word of encouragement as we celebrate American independence here on the 4th of July. Now, speaking of American independence, Governor Greg Abbott has recently passed down an executive order, and this executive order requires every person to wear a mask whenever we're in public places here throughout the state of Texas. Now, this executive order, it does include several exclusions, and these exclusions include outdoor exercise, eating at restaurants, as well as worship services at our church. Now, with that being the case, you might like to know that we won't be making masks mandatory here at Calvary South Austin. And yet, as always, we strongly encourage every person to wear masks while we worship together. Now, I realize that there is still some debate as to whether these masks are actually effective in slowing the spread of the coronavirus. But personally, I choose to wear a mask while I'm at church, and the reason why I do this is not because I'm concerned about the spread of the virus, but that so others who are afraid might feel more comfortable as they come back to church. It's for this reason that I personally require everyone who is serving at our church to wear a mask. In this way, we want to lead by example. Now, I realize that there are those who refuse to wear masks while we're gathered together at church. There are those who simply won't come to church if they have to wear a mask. And according to Governor Greg Abbott, they have the freedom to make that decision. At the same time, Governor Abbott is strongly encouraging every Christian to wear masks while we're at church in the hopes that it might slow the spread of the virus. And in this way, he's simply asking us to set aside our personal liberties with the goal of protecting others from the coronavirus. Now, as we consider the governor's encouragement, I want to remind you of something that the Apostle Peter wrote in 1 Peter chapter 2. It's there where he declares, "Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether to the king as supreme or to governors, as to those who are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers and for the praise of those who do good. For this is the will of God, that by doing good you may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men, as free, yet not using liberty as a cloak for vice, but as bondservants of God." Now, according to Peter here, there are times when Christians are called to sacrifice our liberty so that we can properly serve the Lord. And it seems to me that this is actually one of those times. And so just to be clear, masks are still not required for those who want to attend Calvary South Austin. We're not going to mandate the wearing of masks at our church. And yet, just like Governor Abbott, I, as the pastor of the church, I'm strongly encouraging every worshiper to wear a mask at our church so that those who are still worried about the spread of this virus might feel comfortable as they come back to our fellowship of faith. With that, I want to invite all of you to join us tomorrow, July the 5th, for a time of worship and Bible study. We're going to consider what Jesus meant when he revealed that he is the Lord of the Sabbath. We're going to consider the Sabbath rest and how it's fulfilled in Jesus Christ. Our service times begin at 9:15 and 11:15 a.m. And so wash your hands, put on your favorite Sunday go-to-church mask, and join us here at Calvary South Austin so that we can return to the corporate worship of the Lord Jesus Christ. Now, if you still belong to a high-risk category, you might like to know that we actually have a high-risk room that's dedicated just for you, so you can worship the Lord together with others who are still, wanting to quarantine to a certain degree. You can join together in this high-risk room and worship the Lord together. But if you still feel the need to shelter in place and stay at home, then I encourage you to tune into our live stream. The live stream begins at our second service, which is 11:15 a.m. right here at calvarysouthaustin.com. I hope to see you soon. But until then, let's continue to fight the good fight of faith, all for the glory of God.